Alrighty. Just testing my audio to make sure I am audible. Damn, there's a hell of a delay. Whoa. Okay. Sorry to give anyone that just came in like mad vertigo. The mouse seems to have a much better, a much more sensitive turn to it. Wouldn't know, I use a controller all of the time. Pretty view, huh? Every time I look at it, all I see is a tree. Is it echoing now? I think that may have just been because I was playing it through my phone to listen to it. Man, I have spent so long here looking at all the little bits and bobs. Elden Vor, Into the Void. Hello, Krabby. Hello, Sergey. And greetings to you, Solibray. Hello, Melon Lord. It is an honor. Interesting how there are no feathers on this, huh? And then also the small drakes around here don't have the protrusions either. Though it does look like they may have at one point had them and they've decayed off, since the sides of their heads here are exactly the same as Ezek's, or what the hell you say its name. These fins are exactly the same, which is either indicative of like rot, or just the passage of time, or something else. But I have a nearly 2-hour video on Dragonology ready to release that has just been haunting me. I can't tell you how many... if I sound really unimpressed at any time during the video, it's because I am. It's been literally weeks of just losing to insects and birds. It's been a living hell. I think it's very interesting that this dragon is right here above the finger ruins, and the fact that this spear is essentially a funnel. Very interesting. It's like nutrients. I've heard some people say that they think this dragon is the first Bale. It's not a terrible idea, but I don't know. What is written on the hand of Melania? Well, I think it might be some type of ward against rot. But I also have in relation to those runes, they're very Gaelic, but Eocade has a lot of those as well. I think I might have put it away. I got annoyed at having everything in my inventory, so this is more like my PvP sort of runaround account. Sorry to anyone that has met me on Seamless. I'm a bit of a different person in PvP. It's where I get the first part of my name from, so... Is he bigger than Grandsax? Yes. Yeah, this dragon is bigger than Grandsax. This dragon's the biggest dragon in the game. Bigger than Grail as well, and doesn't have any of the feathers that Grail has. I think primary Crucible characteristics are more like the horns, which seem to be prevalent, almost ubiquitous in all of the Crucible touched. But there are Crucible elements that come after, like feathers and misplaced scales, the sorts of things that you see on the later drakes, or maybe the ones that were born after the Crucible's impacts. Oh, absolutely. I'll be live streaming Night Rain, hopefully if everything works out, with Nameless Singer and Jack is a Mimic, who are two of my good friends. I'm very much looking forward to it. That's assuming the code I get isn't like area locked or account locked. I don't know what type of evil shit they've got planned for it. Sorry, just repositioning my mouse. Why they're silver and gold particles? I do have thoughts on it. That is greatly related to the grandmother video, especially the positioning of this this finger ruin and the fact that it's gold and that it's right by the grandmother and her tree, which has a hole in it, which is indicative of the two fingers. But no, I most definitely do have thoughts about it. I don't know if I should just start reading my video script about it now. You seem so chill. Oh, I mean, I'm on Elden Ring, and I'm not PvPing, so it's easy to be pretty relaxed. And there's a nice thunderstorm outside at the moment, actually, so... I'm also very hungover, so... apologies for my voice just dying halfway through sentences at the moment. Gosh, I'm just wandering at the moment. I wanted to have a look at... Oh, that's right. These here. Ooh. Sorry, I'll read the chat. You think it was Gransax who killed them? I mean, he's a good contender. The fact that the dragon communion areas are all surrounded by the statues of the what I refer to as Gen 2 ancient dragons is very interesting as opposed to the Gen 1 ancient dragons, which again, 2-hour dragonology video coming soon, but that'll be exploring the ancient dragons and their creation. I've spent an inordinate amount of time like just staring at dragons. I hate them now. As I did with the Crucible when I was done with that. I was like, I'm never speaking about this again. But I think I have them mostly figured out. And it's actually very interesting how... It's very verdigris coded. It's very interesting what I've gleaned from researching the dragons, actually. Yeah, they have taught me a lot, I feel. That is so ominous. That literally looks like a hand coming out of there. I'm pretty confident it's just this machine. Yeah. They do look like little hands though, don't they? Like they're throwing stuff on the bonfire. Actually, I should have probably checked. Yeah, right. Standard. Yep. Completely standard. Which makes sense, given their likely a later creation, since they were used by the Crusaders. Not only the earlier civilizations. Oh, apparently that was the only time those ruins were used. Well, okay, so given Mikola has this tendency to, copy, like, he has shown pretty intricate knowledge of, a whole lot of different cultures. If you've seen my video on the Halig tree, or Elfael and the two trees, you'll probably know that, I think that this second shoot coming off of the main one, and I'll show you as I'll give you some perspective on this, just to make it a bit easier. Well, hey, it's the content of my next video. Hey, look at that. Isn't that wild? I've removed, just for anyone that's wondering, I have actually removed, I will be doing a video on this boy, but I have removed the weather effects, just so it makes everything a bit easier to see. A lot of the game is shrouded in weather effects, and when you take them off, my god, it makes things so much more obvious. That is not how that's meant to look. Where are we? maybe the canopy is the best thing, the best place to be. I'll just quickly show you from a distance. Whoa. There we are. So you can see pretty clearly from this angle, like that middle stump was what Elfale was built for. There's only a couple of growths happening on that stump. This one has grown far higher, and the way that it's grown is very indicative of the minor Erd trees and how they grow, and it obviously has far more growth. It's a solid stump, and this stump is literally hollow. This is definitely an example of coppicing, which is just another tree essentially growing from, from a tree, which I'm pretty sure is what's happening with good old Erd tree over here. I'll give you a good visual representation of this. It's actually in the game. I hate that I didn't see this before I made my video, because it is such a good example. But, yeah, maybe here. There is a really good example of coppicing they've just shoved straight in the game. So, like, I think I can probably get that from here. Woo! Let's have a look. Where are ya? I bet it like won't load the thing I'm looking for unless I'm like close to... Oh wow, look at the little bird perched on there. Gross. Anyway, very easily distracted. This game is poison for ADHD. There it is. Here we are. Look at that. That's what we're talking about. A tree growing from the stump of another tree is an example of coppicing. Man, I really wish I found this before I made my video. But it's fine, I'll be making another video on all of the billion trillion trees that used to be here, including but not limited to all of the great trees, of which there were many. But that'll all come when I start talking about the wisdom of stone, which is that essentially, in essence, it's the fact that stone is like at the end of it, everything. It's all connected to the cycle of what stone sort of is. Like if you think of magma, it's liquid stone, and if the wisdom of stone is that stone is a vessel, then you have glintstone, which is glintstone, which is a vessel to residual life, and that's just one phase of what stone is. And then if you kind of jump back a couple more times and consider that concept, it like all starts to make a lot more sense. Like magma is like basically these vessels of life in a juice. It's like a crucible juice, which is why you see the world-eating serpent in magma, and why you see souls in magma with the curses of the hexes of Gelmir, and why you see Bale controlling magma. And if you want to take it a step further, of course, then you have the Forge of the Giants, which we know we've seen in action. We know what it does. It burns souls. It burnt Melina, and if you look in the DLC, what do we have? We have living magma, which is pretty much the same as the Silver Tears. So, hey, Jack. Sorry, I better read the comments. I am getting ahead of myself. Thank you, Peter Griffin. What a compliment from the man himself. Something, Mikola Heresy. I will not be having it. Marika being next to the gold one is really interesting. Yeah, I agree. It kind of makes sense to me as well, and when you consider what's missing from the Eternal Cities, that puts all that into perspective, I think. Sorry if you can hear the birds, by the way. They've started really going ham at the moment. Everything is crazy, vibrant, and colorful. Yes. So I've changed the textures in the game with the shaders just to make everything more obvious. So I'll show you what the game looks like. Get ready for this. This is what the game looks like without the shaders. It's like ripped the soul out of it. Where are we? I am blind. Colorfulness. Thank you, Banoon, for making my game all beautiful. Banoon is fantastic, by the way. If you want to see some of the best shots I've probably ever seen someone take of the game, look up Banoon. She's fantastic. Anyway, back to the chat. Hawkshaw made a video about the big half circle thing after Gaius. Do you have any theories on what that might be? Yes, I do. Everything is crazy vibrant color. Just said that. Gem 1 and 2 ancient dragons, just like the Albinoryx. Yes. Correct. Is there any resource online which puts the major events of Elden Ring in chronological order? Yes, there is. I'm halfway through a script at the moment of using that, and I'm pretty confident it's very accurate. I'm like trying to rush it as much as I can, but I have so much I have to do. It's killing me. And then they're like, oh, by the way, here comes Night Rain. I could not believe it. I was like, absolutely get fucked. So come on, give me a goddamn break. I have so much shit I have to do, and this is just gonna be awful. All these people are like, oh, you're silly for thinking it's gonna be canon, blah blah blah. I don't think don't get me wrong, I'm not like asserting it's canon or anything at the moment. I'm hoping it's not, frankly. So much less work for me to do, which I am so welcoming of. I already have far too much. Let's chill with the shaman for a sec while I read the comments. This is very cute. Little baby tree, yeah, I know, so cute. That tree's in my Fire and Blood video. God damn you, Jack. Why didn't you tell me about that bloody tree? I should have known, though. I should have known, since it was in your video. I was playing recently and noticed that the yellowish skybox and clouds of Limgrave disappear when the sun is at its highest, when the clock gets to the sun symbol. Don't know what that means yet. High Noon has a lot of very interesting things about it, including where the sun's resting. Oh, Jack, by the way, if you're still there, I've been struggling with finding a way of figuring out how to, and pause, figuring out how to yeah, find out where the sun is in the Elden Beast arena, and it sets in the south, mind you, which is really weird. But yeah, I know you asked a while ago, and I didn't have a method of doing that, so. What pretty eyes you have. And their forehead paintings are very interesting too. Which I've seen before on something else, but I don't know if the person who told me about it's going to make a video about it eventually, so I'll shut my big fat mouth. You know what's really pretty, actually? And I wish there was like a grace here, because it would make a really great place for like, Actually, I need to turn on a billion jumpings, because it's just so much better. Where are we? Infinite player. Right, anywhere. Lovely. Ooh. Oh, does this one have bling on it? Probably not. Oh, it does. The heck? The dog has bling. I thought it was just because of the one in Ray Lucaria, but no, okay. Oh, wow, yeah, right. The exact same bling. Okay, I need to check the one at the Three Sisters now. It's silly that I haven't checked that, but ooh, there's so much to check in this bloody game, as you all well know. How would you explain the Halig Tree sigil if your explanation is correct? Is that in reference to the Halig Tree? Because I think the one shoot, the new shoot is what Mikola has grown and built. And you can tell that, I'll go back there. It's poison for ADHD, this game. I was in the middle of talking about it and I was like, ooh, a pillar. I'll run over here. But this area is so pretty. It is so pretty. They've done such a good job with the world building. There's nothing like it. Yeah, man. Sorry if you can hear the spam. I should have just turned gravity off, but whatever. Isn't this just lovely? This would make such a good PvP arena. And it like sort of continues. There's like a little bridge. Reminds me of the consecrated snowlands heavily. Okay, so back to what I was saying about the Halig Tree before I forget. the second shoot over here, in it's so the Halig tree, the parts that are referred to as the Halig tree, they all have very ancient iconography on them. For example, this is the same pattern that you can see at the Rao ruins and on the Giants ruins, etc., etc. But it's just interweaving with some other little tiny vein-like vines you can see all around it. So it is a play on that design. A lot of the parts here are like, this is from the Thrones of the Eternal Cities, for example. This symbol here, I'm sure you have likely seen. It sort of looks like a midway point between that which we see at any Illimin in the Eternal Cities. And all of this is ancient, but it is of a texture and material that is far newer than we see in the second half of the area. And I think this is mostly a testament to Mikkela's knowledge, that he understands all of this, and he has to have been able to attempt what he has, like, you know, attempting an eclipse, attempting, like, making unalloyed gold work, building this, like, second tree with his own blood. And like, another major reason I think that it's an entirely separate growth on the side of it, like coppicing, is because of the way it bends. Do you see that? That is exactly the same as a brand new minor Erd tree, which you can see pretty clearly here in the minor Erd tree church. Since they cut Mikkela's ending, what was his plan to not have the same ending as his mother? I cannot speak about that, sorry. That is a big thing I'll be talking about in a video not too long from now. But yeah, you can see the same bend. It is literally like that section of the Halig tree, just growing off of the side of it. Anyway. What law questions keep you? At least we would kill everything for him just if we... At least we would kill everything for him just like we do for Rani. I'm not so sure I'm understanding that. I'm so sorry, Erics, and you might need to retype that for my brain. It is quite fried at the moment. What law questions keep you up at night? The timeline in itself and how truncated it is and whether or not it's further apart than I think it is. That's the most annoying part, to be honest. But I think I'm understanding it far better. I personally refer to the Plassey and the dead dragons of the rock that took like I can't say that word, ancient dragons, and all the others as angelic ancient dragons. Yeah, fair enough. I just go with Gen 1, Gen 2. It makes things so much easier for me. That shaman looks like they've seen some shit. Yeah, well, they have. They're looking into the spirit realm, huh? So they definitely have seen some stuff. Look at this sickly glowing... you've probably all seen this in Zuli's video, but I have found these elsewhere, and I love the implications of it. But these, like, elven swirly patterns on the Erd tree. These ones. Woo! These ones. Mikkela aimed to end discrimination against the persecuted and remove the influence of the many of the other. Yeah, it's just like, honestly, it's Gold Mask ending, but with like a little bit of like, you know, compassion. It's like Gold Mask's ending is like, look, gods have ruined everything. I'm removing the fly from the ointment and then leaving the world to heal as it will. Kind of like if humans were wiped out after like an arson done that destroyed an entire huge forest, and he's just like, alright, no more humans, and now the forest can regrow. Whereas Mikkela's sort of like, alright, no more gods because they're just doing their own thing and ruining everything, but at the same time, let's have a little bit of mercy. He's just like, you know what, these poor things here, these dreadful husks that are just walking around, like literally begging for death at a heel, like, oh. Just vanish away from that. Yeah, these poor sods. Where are they? Begging for death. Please. Burn us away like Ghost Flame once did. They're all gone? No, surely they'll reload here. Oh really, they're all gone? I didn't know they didn't load back. That's crazy. Or am I in just flat out the wrong area? Yeah, I'm in the wrong area. Where are we? The ruins of Agheel. These ruins are fascinating. I'm going to be doing a restoration work on Farum Azula eventually. I'm like halfway through it. There's a lot to do. It's a very broken place. And the colours are very difficult to discern, but the lore implications are making it a little easier. Yeah, these poor bastards. Like, they need to be handed... Like, Goldmask is like, let's leave them to just figure it out themselves. And Miquella's like, I'm going to hand this person, this poor thing, a, like, jar of moisturizer. Because, goddamn, he... Like, his soul looks parched. Ugh. They're basically the same. It's just whether or not you want to, you know, do that extra step. And this is another fascinating one. This is a big, like, big thing that I think textures are important for. But, if you just want a little bit of insight on the Glowmide Queen... these buildings are very gloam. If you notice the brickwork. Isn't that fun? And when you have a good look into the symbolism of the knots that are, like, portrayed here. Now, those are all used... those are all used in funeral rites. So... yeah. And that big hooded gentleman is actually, hooded? Headless? Whatever. He's gold. Well, his statue is very golden. Whereas this one's a very pale white. Look, it's the lands outside. I'll quickly read the chat again. Hi, Anarchy. How you doing? Have you tracked any differences with the sun in the DLC compared to the base game? I sure have. It seems bigger to me. It is. Yeah, I know. I was wondering how... Oh, yeah, I know, but I was wondering how he achieved it without help. I'm just going to skip that. I'm so sorry. I'm struggling to keep up with it. And it looks like you're having maybe a conversation with someone else. Have you ever noticed all the moon statue thing in the Carrion study hall? Someone looks like a rainbow stones. Ever noticed... or thought that the statue thing in the Carrion Study Hall... Yeah, the Carrion Study Hall is very, very, very important. It's full of answers. I'll just say that. I don't really want to speak too much about the Carrion Study Hall because it's low-key that pinnacle. Actually, where is the Divine Tower? I do want to go and have a quick little squizzaroo at that compared to the other thing that I need to have a look at. These, by the way... see these bodies floating in the doorway? You see that? I took a texture rip of them, and you can see from the kink in the knee on the left-hand side here. I don't it's pretty hard to see, but they are actually the exact same images and figures that we see on the stone ships, or coffins, or whatever you want to call them. And this imagery here is also very reminiscent of what I would have referred to as the meteorite imagery from the stone ships as well. In fact, there are a lot of ties between the Divine Towers and the stone ships, and the fact that they all seemed to have, quote-unquote, floated towards the center of them. And there's way too much to say. I should make a whole video about it. But I just don't feel like I want to until I understand what the hell this says. I understand that these are exactly the same basically as the grave stones all throughout the mountaintops of the giants and, well, everywhere and in the DLC. I just wish I knew what it bloody well said. Mystifying, isn't it? Reminds me of a Star Knight version of yeah, such a good... That area back there would have made such a good... Is that how far behind I am with the chat? I'm so bad. I'm so terrible at this. The Headless Eclipse Knight Shield says that the eclipse keeps Destined Death at bay. Could Destined Death's power come from the sun? Well, I mean... Destined Death to me is... It came from a flame. In my opinion, flame is what can depart Destined Death. It erases to rebuild, just like a eucalyptus or a certain pine trees need to have been burnt in order to germinate. Kind of makes sense. He makes the motifs as ancient ruins. He is the god of nascency, so the beginning of time are his domain. Well, I think it also shows that he's not only embraced the whole of it, he understands the whole of it. Like, he knows everything. He's pursued that knowledge to the ends of the earth and he gets it. That's why he's able to do what he does. Wolves and lions and birds. Yeah, I know, right? These pillars as well. God, I hate it. There's just so much. I hate it. I do. The images in the stairs are the same vines that you find in Elfale as well, but in the bottom half, which makes them, in my opinion, because I feel like that is actually the first place you see some vine patterns, and that's why I think it's such a unique area. I've also loved how the top of this sort of looks like a shield. Like, I'm not fully convinced on it yet, but it does look like a shield, and that woman in those depictions is always holding that damn shield. I don't know if I've killed Godric, but I mean, it's Godric, so whatever. Yes, I think that is a correct interpretation of Godwyn being the first perfect Albinauric, or more like a perfected Silver Tear, which are the, like, primordial Albinaurics. It's what they're sort of made of, I imagine. Excuse me, sir. God damn, he is absolutely hideous. Where are we? Let's have a look. Look at those nails. You've got all these people that can graft stuff onto you. Ask them to give them a nice little clip before you put them on, you nasty bastard. And look at a little star-spangled... 8 pointed stars. I haven't seen that little bit before. That's fun. See, now that reminds me of not only the bling that was on those dogs, but also of Renala. Because she has a very, very pretty color scheme on her. I never actually noticed it before until for a video I had to have a good look at her. Yeah, he's wearing that banner, isn't he? Yeah, the tapestry that you see throughout Stormvale. Oh, where was that? Yeah, here will probably be closest. The rune crucifixes. Do you think that the Elden Ring is the most recent game in the timeline? No. And I'll tell you why. If you've played Demon Souls, you'll notice that the only Arkstone that's shattered is the one in the middle that takes you to the lands of the giants. Anyway. Someone asked me the Scardidio Avatar and Gold Mask had a connection, their mask. Yeah, I've seen that before, and I also tried to line up the, that with, you know, those meteorite impact sites? I was like, damn, maybe, like, the meteorites have fallen in that certain way, and that's where they've gotten that depiction of. Ooh. But, I mean, I tried lining them up, and I wasn't convinced, so I just sort of left it. I was like, eh. Yeah, there it is, this tapestry. And what I love about this, right, this is sort of, to me, this is indicative of, like, the beginning of it, right? Because you have this intertwined thing here in the middle that comes up into two sections that look to me as if they're turning into two trees. And this looks very similar to the Two Fingers spell sigil. And also just to the Two Fingers in general. Like if we, ooh, right at the top, isn't it? Like that. So you got the two fingers coming up on either side of the seed. And, yeah, this is super interesting too, how that pattern is the same that's on the back of the turtle. I do have an actual theory about that, but it's for another time. But if we look at the sigil, I don't know how well you'll be able to see it actually on this. Let's have a look. Finger spells, finger spells. Did I go past it? I did. Ah, that's terrible. Damn. No, I'm not really sure how I can bring up a really clear sigil of that, actually. Maybe if I sit at a grace, you can see it a bit clearer. I'll have a look. Could the Jar Band's quote be a reference to the lands between / lands of shadow? Yeah, I think it could be. Could you fly up to the statue? Which statue? I'm so sorry. I'm moving a bit too quick. Too slow for the chat. Why do you think a Godskin is at Rani's Divine Tower? I think the implications of that are pretty obvious to me anyway. I think there's no coincidence in that, nor the gems that the Carrion's wearing so closely mimicking that of the Godskin. But that's very grandmother coded. I can't talk about that. I think they're trying to recover the Rune of Death, at least part of it. I don't know who's spunning to, sorry. Your game is looking very colourful. Yes, thank you, Mr. Potato. I turned the shaders on to make it pretty, and I turned the weather off as well so I could see stuff a bit better. You want to see something fun? If you look into the wounds of Stormveil, that you can actually see the colours a lot better now with the shaders turned up as well. They've got little shades of green and blue and orange and red. The wounds are very reminiscent to me of the wounds of Blissed-Usax and the fingers, which is very interesting. But I digress. I want to have a look at this damn spell. That ripple on the tower evokes the finger ruin wall to me. Didn't notice a similarity until now. I guess it's Freecam. That ripple on the tower evokes the finger symbol. Yeah, no, I can 100% see that. In fact, that's almost ubiquitous, that symbol, to be honest. I'll find some examples to show you, but I just want to see if I can get a... Can you not get a bigger... Yeah, bigger view of the... Damn, you still can't see it. Well, take my word for it. There's two intertwining fingers in the middle that are splitting off in two directions. It looks an awful lot like that tapestry we just looked at. I also find it very interesting that the quote-unquote heretical spells and incantations don't have any sigils behind them, but they do have little bits of writing. Like the frost ones have nothing. Wait, hold on a second. Did that just... Yeah, it does. I ain't that blind yet. Yeah, the ripple effect in the finger ruins also looks like the pattern on the top of the jars. And I don't know if you saw it in my previous video, but I think it also looks a lot like the Spear of Grandsax. I think it's very... They definitely put heavy clues in a lot of locations to show the ties between places. A very important one to me is... See, look how pretty and colourful, like pearlescence. Yes, Lindell. Well, let's go over and have a look. See, it's the same type of swirl pattern. And interestingly, that kind of reminds me of the Godskin peeler, how it has that sort of snake tail going up the whole way up it. But if you rip the texture, you can tell very clearly that these swirl patterns are almost identical to those of the finger runes. And this reminds me a lot of the weapons at the Round Table Hold. Like if we, like it had, yeah, like the same sort of oblong sort of shape at the end. See? Is that a good? Yeah. Oh, little trees growing on the ends of them. I think the Precipice of Anticipation is interesting. I was flying there and it's interesting how it seems like it was formerly attached to the lands. It's also got more than that in terms of interesting. Like, I saw this very... Oh, so I've, like, destroyed my map, by the way, by busting parameters, so it's going to be dark for a moment. There we go. Yeah. Yes, I have been out to those black areas all the way. Where's the Church of Anticipation again? I have to go through the belfries. These speckles are interesting. Yes, they are very interesting. I have some heavy theories about rainbows and gold and the normalizing of crucible elements, if you will. Wait, is this the right one? Yes. I think the belfries tell the story in the order that it happened. If you're looking for an accurate depiction of the timeline, the belfries are pretty much the best place to start. Is it possible that it is as simple as the Shadow Tree and the Erd Tree and the Great Tree is one hidden and the Fractured one great? Basically, what I was initially thinking, but I think it's a little bit more nuanced than that, considering, like, I feel like everything is just ultimately a repetition of cycles, a new design, a new way to get something back. But I won't elaborate too much. This is the only place I've seen this. So, the inside of the Erd Tree when you verse Radagon, I'm pretty sure, has very similar stuff, but there's actual gold on the ground here. I haven't... If you can think of anywhere else you've seen it, let me know, because I think maybe there might be some around the Skardu tree or around the Erd Tree. I vaguely remember seeing some, but this is the only place I've actually seen this, and I have a pretty big theory on what the heck it means. Got the silver and the gold leaves too. Yeah, anyway, back to the chat. He's Godric, so whatever. Basically. Also, some stones in the sky around Farum Azula are forming a pattern. No, they are. They're forming like a ring. You know, like around planets. I'll take you there to have a quick look. Beautiful view here from the isolated tower of it. It's so pretty. I'm so curious about how long / when the Nox operated. I have a good idea of when that was at the moment, I think. I'm getting my pulse on it. My finger on the pulse a little bit more. I want to have it perfect by the time the grandmother video rolls around, but I have a couple more pieces. They kind of clash with each other. So, but anyway, have a look at this. The rings of Farum Azula. There's one outer one and one inner one. How imposing does that tornado look without the effects? It looks menacing as hell. It is black as night. And I do think it does look like it's replacing a tree that would have gone through the center. And the fact that it's a long, thin tree, like a pine tree would be, I just love that. Let's have a look from the top, shall we? Very pretty. Alright, I'll leave it there and pull back, make it get a bit, I think, actually... Yeah, we'll go up like this. There we are. Looks like exactly what you see on the sundial to change the time. It's even swirling in the same way. And it looks like the door handles at Stormvale. And a couple of other things. I think there's like a swirl in Evergaol's as well, which is interesting because Farum Azula is kind of sealed beyond time and Evergaol's are sealed beyond the dimension that we exist in. So I think there's definitely a tie there. The symbol of the entrance to the Divine Towers under the archway looks like the talisman of all crucibles. Huh, interesting. I'll have to have a look at that. Did Godric's cloak change colour? No, it was the undercloak coming back through. He was wearing a tapestry that is a bit of a different colour. He's wearing lots of things, probably to cover his hideous form. Oh, have you seen how Mount Gelmir is a spiral with that lore of it growing recently is super interesting. Mount Gelmir's always looked to me like a tree. And I feel like the relationship between volcanoes and trees is very interesting when you consider what petrified wood is. Kinda snaky, man. I swear I remember his cloak last time was a more vibrant green. Yeah, it just depends what layer you're looking at. Kinda snaky, man. What if snakes are the one finger? That's a sick catch on the tapestry. The two trees seem spot on to me. I love it. I know, man. Like, the two trees is for 100% real. There's just too many references to them in the archaeology. And I know a lot of people are going to think that's... And even the idea of the intertwined tree on the intertwining tree shield, it's like, it literally is two trees as one. The two different spheres of existence being life and death, and the cycle of continuing that is one thing. So... might represent Marika Radagon. Oh wait, what do you think that spearman statue that's all over the place is? Can't comment on that quite yet, sorry. I do have quite a lot to say about the statues. Kind of looks like a yin-yang situation, doesn't it? Like half of those asteroids look goldish and the other half look dark, actually. I don't know if that's just of the position I'm in, but that is super weird, actually. Might just be a shadow being cast, I don't know, because look at the rest of the lands between. It don't look right. Anyhow. Oh yeah, if you cast it, it should show up. Derp. Yeah, I should definitely do that. I'll do that. Maybe you can see the spell sigil if you're casting it. Yep. See, I'm a million years behind the chat. I'm going to take 2 seconds to just quickly fully chat. I like read one comment and disappear somewhere to go pursue what it says. Gonna get absolutely nowhere. I'll go sit at the Grace. And then have a little read. Other godskin snake people. I believe there's more up with their story between Mesmer. Yes, actually, I don't know if you've seen my video on the Glowmide Queen, but I do make a lot of references there to their crucible-like aspects and how serpentine they are. Could the interior of the walls of Stormvale be dragon flesh? So I do have... Yeah, so when I'm bringing out the Wisdom of Stone video, I'm going to be going into all of those lovely little theories, but 100%. I feel like the fact that we see stone being not only a vessel for souls, but sort of melding into create actual materials is, yeah, definitely real and relevant. Where are we? Okay, so I'll just, yeah, perfect. I'll just do that. Hey, you're geniuses. Yeah, so there you go. And I love the 3 little stars at the top there. 3 little sister stars. Oh, it moves with me. Ooh, that's creepy. But I think it's very telling that that is exactly the same as the tapestry. It just shows the lineage of the fingers and how far they've been guiding humanity, and from when and in what form is it mentioned. Like, there's a lot of little nitpicky sort of details like that. Alright, time to actually read the comments. Who do you think the Stormlord is? I can't comment on that at the moment. I have a good idea of who I think it is, but I think that's going to be gleaned more so from all of the depictions of dragons that we see in the old flags and all of those sorts of things. The Godskin Snake, I just read that. Hi there, Mage. Love your videos. Thank you, Sultan. Oh wow, the grown nature of them. Alright, this was fun to watch, but if I don't know how you do it, this type of inspection would drive me mad. Freecam is like a needle in the arm. Gotta stay green. You're dead right, Jack. It is a nightmare. It is a never-ending tumble down the rabbit hole. And Smithbox made it so much worse. Smithbox is where you can rip the textures and stuff from. Oh my god, it ruined my life all over again. Just like those bloody accursed birds. I don't know if you can hear them, but my god. I'll turn the HUD off in a second, it's dreadful. Here we are. Don't know if you hadn't seen it last time, you've probably not seen it yet. A lot of people miss it. But pardon me, the Forge having these weird serpent things. I just like the fact that they hide the frills so well behind it. Like, why? Is it to keep it secret and safe? No one will know. And those gross human teeth, like golden, filthy looking. I reckon the whole thing used to be maybe gold. Possibly. I could be wrong. That could just be outward decay. I'd need to rip the texture and have a better look at it, but very divine beast. And here I am not reading the comments again. I want to see Invader Millicent. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Wish we could have used them blades, agree. I have a theory about Godfrey was put inside another body. The original body of Godfrey was supposed to be like the Horn Scent. Well, if he was sent away to the Badlands to die, right, and I've recently said this in my recent video, all of the lords die a similar death. They're all impaled and then they're all put on a like tree of some sort. You have Horalu who died in the Badlands, and if you look at the picture of him dead, he's been impaled like straight through the same area that basically that Radagon is, and Godfrey is also hung up in a tree. In the same position that Radagon is. And if you look at Radagon, he's impaled with a spear and he's hung up in that same position. If you look at Godwyn, he is impaled with Deathroot and he is in a tree. And if you look at Radahn, Malenia literally impales him and then she blossoms into a flower. And the relationship between flowers and trees should not be understated by any means, because the flower iconography in this game is absolutely everywhere, and flowers are just as important to the lore of Elden Ring as dragons are. So yeah, the relationship can't be understated. See this pattern here, these vines here are the same ones from the bottom section of Elphael, which is where I think they probably actually came from. Given it's, I mean, you can trace a lot of the unique icons as well from the bottom section of Elphael to a lot of death rites and death cults and such. Like if you go to any of the tombs, etc., you'll see this same exact vine pattern specifically at tombs. And also the upside down tree insignia, and there is another one as well. You know what, I'll just go there. Getting ahead of myself, I'm stimming. I'll read the comments while I'm doing this. I've always wondered what connections the Chapel of Anticipation had with the Belfries. Well, it is the end goal, right? It started at the bottom, and then at the top of the Belfries you have where it ended. But yes, this is in Elphael, this skull iconography. This is in Elphael. This is only in Elphael, otherwise. Yeah, and this is in Elphael as well. And it's got these lilies along the outsides of it. And of course, if you trace this, that pretty much will give you the entire lineage of the game. Not even gonna lie. In its different forms, of course. It's different plants or different stages of blooming, but that's a palmet at the top of that. That frill. So purple. Back to the comments. Most likely the Stormlord, probably Landell, maybe some in Faramazula. Not unrefined gold though. Down near Godwyn, I think. Can you examine the lines on the wall? Which wall? Sorry. What are the pits of glowing rocks in the caves? Which caves? There is an author by the name of Carl Ruck who has written about snakes mating, who coil together in a spiral. Ooh. And witnessing it opens a portal and causes a sex change. That's deep. That's intense. It looks like an inverted Elphael too. In your opinion, what was Marika doing in the DLC trailer? Ascending to godhood, or she's removing death from the Elden Ring. I think that was the point at which the Shadowlands were veiled. Very likely. Very potentially. This bugger is everywhere. This one right here. This one is, if you go into the ancient dynastic ruins, it's actually really hard to see. They've made it obviously purposely very difficult to see. It's like archaeology in the real world. Like, if something's really difficult to see, it's aged, it's faded. You've got to use different technologies to see what was there. But if you see this, the symbol here is actually a small sproutling. Kind of like the ones that you see on the bottom of the statues of the small girls everywhere, if it isn't the same as the other statues which have heroes on them. We have stone people that move, Deegan, you're dead right, but do they grow? Or are they static? You know what I mean? Do the Alabaston and Onyx Lords, do they always look like old men? Or is there a reason that they look like old men? Does the vessel continue to age once it's no longer biological? I guess it ages in a different way. Decay and such. Walk a mile in these Louboutin. Oh, they kill me. They kill me. Look at these little gross frogs. And one of the main things in the next video I'll be talking about is pacts. Pacts, deals, pacts with things. They're packed with the greater will, blah, 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 blah. Because we see lots of examples of pacts that aren't gone into, obviously. Look at this filth, this wretched mire of filth. Yuck. But here's an example. So these Albinaurics, I think, are evidence of a pact. Obviously with the Formless Mother or with the hemorrhoid demon Moog. And we see the transition of this pact. Right? We have the beginning state, which is the sleeping Albi. And we have the end state, which is this abomination, which has red skin and horns, which the other ones don't. So if this is the starting stage, you'd expect to see transitionary stages, which we do. If you come down into the disgusting mire, you'll see some, if you have a good look, rather unnerving images. There are other ones, I think, that are maybe above ground, a bit easier to see. Somewhere around here. This is very reminiscent of the gross, coughing, spluttering, filthy, vomiting, death blighting tree worm people. How they walk around in circles like this. Yeah, okay, so maybe those Albies I was at before were the best ones for me to go to, because I will get lost in this filthy swamp and never find anything. So I'll just go under the ground and look at them. Never mind, I've lost even those ones. Ah, there they are. Lovely. So see, these Albinaurics are still grey. They're not red-skinned like the ones that are asleep. They're still grey. But they have horns on them. So they are the next phase. And the last phase is rebirth. So they've gone to sleep, which is the closest we can get to death without dying. Hence Trina. I think that her point was to bring us closer to death. That, you know, like Mikola gets close to everything he wants to do but ends up failing. That's it. That's the pattern with him. So Trina's basically that as well. She gets so close to offering people that want it death, but the closest she can offer is sleep. Eternal sleep, which is death, but it's not the same. And just like with these Albinaurics, anyhow. So this is the transition state. They were asleep with no horns and with grey skin. They die. They now have the horns on them, but they've still got grey skin. So the last part of this phase is their rebirth or their baptism in this swamp of filth. They come into this disgusting, horrifying mire of filth, and they get dunked in the water like a baptism. And then when they rise again, like these ones do, they like literally rise from this water. They have the red skin, and the horns, hence the completion of their pact. They've then lost their McKellen spells or incantations, and they now use a host of other disgusting and unnerving abilities. Horn ones and blood ones and hemorrhoid coded ones. I'm gonna get out of this swamp now, it's disgusting. Go to the Worshipper's Woods. Back to the comments. That's such a cool spell symbol. It is, the finger one is very cool, and it's so telling. It's so rich in lore. If you follow that rabbit hole, it'll tell you a lot. One comment will make you travel elsewhere and spawn many more questions. It will make you travel. It's literally an ADHD fever dream. You're dead right. Whenever we're looking at Erd tree symbols on tapestries and such, it never resembles how the Erd tree looks. However, the roots of the tree look now. Erd tree looks now. Upside down tree. There are a lot of upside down tree iconography and motifs. I hate this. It's so annoying to see. I had to rip the texture to see it properly because on every side it's like, it's dark over here, you can't see it. It's dark over here, you can't see it. And over this side, it's only half of it is illuminated because the other half is dark. So rude. But it's just more ancient dynastic. I mean, I did match it up to a very interesting place, but it's, yeah. And the colors, look at them. Like, you just wouldn't see it if you didn't have the shaders on. It's just buried. Like, look at that. And this makes me think this is like blue silver. Kate and I nearly clawed each other's eyes out. Like, it's silver, it's blue. And then we're like, it's blue silver. So, and again, I can't just tell if it's because of the context. You know, it's very blue out here. But, no. This is stunning, though. So pretty. And this is all gold. This is also, I have this like really fringe theory. I'll share it here because I can probably make a video on it one day, but it was super fringe. I just had this thought and I was like, aha, imagine if. But you know it's probably going to fall apart as I'm revisiting it because I haven't thought about it in a long time. Where's a quick one to get to? Is there one here? I think there was. I'm pretty confident there was. Those fingers look a lot like an earthworm. Yeah, fingers and worms, massively similar coding, and the fact that they have those rings on them as well, all up the finger like a worm, that, not a coincidence. Absolutely not a coincidence. Do you think the great tree in the Nameless City is the counterpart tree to the one Mickley used? No. I think that one's more likely the Tree of Life, and I have very good reasons to assume that, and there's a common pattern of symbols between those two locations that is very telling. I don't know if I'll show that in this stream, because I really want to make a video about it, but we'll see. Look how clear that is now. All the weather textures and such gone. You can see these little faces, these little barnacle faces. Is the wisdom of stone in action, anyhow. And it's also very amusing to me, there's a little tree on all of them. It's like a piece of technology if it was running off of souls instead of electricity. That's what it is. Oh, is it the gloaming hour? No. So this is what I wanted to show you. These are the same arcways that we're just looking at in the Eternal Cities, right? But they're gold, yeah? But not everyone does. So there's like gold, gold, gold. And my head was like, alright. So she had 3 children to the golden lineage. 1, 2, 3. And then the other children were to Radagon, which was not the same. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, which Rani. But I thought it harked to that, and I just don't anymore. I'm not fringe enough to believe that anymore, but it did tickle me. It made me laugh because a lot of people think this statue is Radagon, and they do have valid reasons to believe it, but because I mean, like, right, the Eternal Cities their quest was to make a lord. And if they made their lord, they'd be putting that that person's statue everywhere. And you see this statue even in the Eternal Cities, who in my opinion succeeded in making that lord. Oh. Wonder if... Where'd the runes go? Yeah, this game is too big. Where are we? Could there be one there? I'll go have a look. Whatever. Divine Serpent Incantation sounds nuts. Be right back, gonna go get frenzied with some skooma. Enjoy the frenzying session. Everyone gets the Odin treatment in Elden Ring. Yeah, they all hanging from trees. What about the flower on the headpiece of the woman statue around Mick/Mal Loretta Arena Halig Tree? The flower crown? Oh, the flower on the headpiece. It's comparable to others. That's all I'll say. There's so many things that are little tiny things that if you talk about, literally like basically and in and of themselves explore entire concepts. Like God, where is it? I need to bloody well find one. There's a is it at the churches? I think it might be. I think I'm having a memory blank on them. We'll just go to the Cathedral of Inhibition. Yeah, I am delayed about 5 minutes by the looks of it. Like a significant amount of time. It's pretty bad. These are the same pillars that are used on the stone ships. Oh, then I'll go to the stone ships just so you can have a look. I don't know enough to contribute to the chat. Hello everyone, I'm Pointless. Thank you for coming anyway, Rosh. I appreciate it. We're removing death and veiling the Shadowlands relevant. Yes. Related. Yes. Do you think the golems are related to Farum Azula? Yes. Do you think there is lore implications behind being unable to view the Limgrave Divine Tower from atop the Caelid Divine Tower? Not sure, I haven't mused on that. Oh god, I never noticed these high heels. Yeah, I know it. It kills me every time I see it. It kills me every time I see it. Why are the ancient dynasty ruins on fire? The same way as the Erd Tree. I love that. That's brilliant. I think it might be more related to the Formless Mother's curse, though. Like Mohg's blood erupts in flame, so it's sort of the same principle. Where are those pillars? Where are those darned pillars? Yeah, these are this people that are floating in the doors of the Divine Towers. These are the same ones. See that? You notice the knee kink gives them away, but it is the same ones. There's those pillars. See? Those pillars are the same ones in the churches throughout the lands between. Ooh. There we go. Why is Marika made of stone at the end? You'll have to wait for the Wisdom of Stone video for that one, my friend. He has the twin birds looked up in the background. That's why they're not in the game. Oh, locked up in the background. I think a Chinese or Japanese mythology said that humans were born from a huge serpent. You know what else I've thought very interesting on that? In Ilim, I'm pretty confident it's very serpent coded. Like I was just looking at stuff and I was like, this feels very serpent coded. I'll show you what I mean. It's a bit weird, so bear with me. But I'll show you what I mean. I'll just quickly read the comments first. I'm not Nelly. I'm not Nelly. So I'll just quickly rush through them. Okay. Hello there. Hello, Phil P. Shadows Die Twice. Deegan, thank you. I tried. I'm going to use my astute observation ability to hazard guess that you have pet birds. I do not actually have pet birds. I am cursed by being surrounded by these little abominations. They are absolutely everywhere, and they do not shut up. And they start at about 5 a.m. Anyway, where are we? Trying to find the right bloody one. No, I can't find it. It's crazy. That's crazy. You know what? I'll just go to the rise here. Where is it? Stage front? Alright, tower. No. 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 Yes. I think they're made of wood. They are. Like, if you look at the statues of Marika as well on the DLC, the small ones, they're made of wood too. And I think the two fingers are made of wood as well on the tops of the Divine Towers, if you ever go and have a little squizzaroo with that. Some of the Albinorics probably couldn't handle the cursed blood and died. No, I think it was a transitionary pact, to be honest. What makes you think it's a pact and not like an infection? Because they've gone there willingly, I think, to be honest. Like, if they think that's what Miquella's doing, then I imagine that's what they've done. It could be an infection, though, you're dead right. Regardless, it does tie them to that entity. So it's a pact willing or not. Well, my counterpart is that the only way stone/rock grown is when you stop moving. For example, the mini artifact Sky and Academy with Graven Mass. Not wrong. That's a cool idea too, though. Scumettes. Dreadful. Alright, hold on. Let me find this damn thing and I'll get back to it. I'll just have a quick look. Where are we? Yeah, there we go. Look at this weird human centipede-like thing, right? These are like people. They're all people. And to me, it looks like they're in the belly of a snake. Like they're all being melded together in a snake. Which makes sense, because a snake eating things and combining them like that is basically a living crucible. It's melding all of them together. Yeah, it gets real sus up the top. But anyway, that's not the only thing that I saw that sort of, gave me the snake vibes from this place. Do you think the Shadow Realm was / one area as multiple areas combined together? Difficult to tell, but I do want to do a reconstruction effort one day that tries to make sense of that. Or tries to put those back together. If someone does it before me, I'll be very happy. Where is it? Oh, no, it'll be in the first rise for sure. Or maybe the front gates. If you need to die in order to be reborn and become a god, why will the Greater Will accept Marika removing death from the Elden Ring and creating the Golden Order? So I have two theories on that regarding either whether or not it did allow her to do that and what Marika's actions actually were and whether or not the Greater Will were a part of a lot of what she was doing for a long time. But I think it was just a redesign of the Greater Will's plan for how the world should be. All of it, in my opinion, is since the Great Shattering, or like, well, the split, essentially, what was borrowed needs to be replaced, and every age to me seems like an attempt to replace what's missing. There it is. This. It looks like the same thing, but it's got like a story in it. It looks like this person's speaking to a serpent. Or praying to one. And it all travels up. Pardon me. Up here. I know what this... Like, I've found what this relates to, but I just wanted to show you. As if you hadn't seen it before, it's super interesting how it's all tethered together with these ropes, just like the Divine Gates are as well. What do you think about the proximity of the Eternal Cities to the dynastic ruins? Very relevant. Super duper 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 relevant. And I think that a place that's really cool with that actually is this area down here, because it ties all three of them together. You've got Giants ruins over here, then you've got the ancient dynastic ruins right next to it, and right across the way, so these are the Giants ruins with this pattern that I showed you earlier. It's in Rao Ruins, and it's also in Miquella's Haligtree and a lot of other places. Including, you can see portions of it on the Belt of the Alabastan and Onyx Lords. But then right across here... Ooh, right across where? Where am I looking? Oh yeah, you've got the Eternal Cities. You got all of them basically in view from being over here. And if that's not enough, then you've literally got a walkway that used to link them, which has vanished because it's not loaded in. But it's usually here. So, yeah. I'm also on that fingerworm vibe, absolutely. I'm just going to skip through a couple of these if they're not directed to me. Imagine those are the skulls of the soldiers guarding the mausoleums, breaking them turns out the ghost. Yeah, that's fair. I don't think it's Radagon after all. I just saw an explanation of the Radagon statue theory. Not completely sold, neither, but it is very tempting. That statue is everywhere. Sanguine Noble Natan. Sanguine Noble Natan. Good man. I think it's Old Law or something. It could be Radagon as creator. Elden Ring. What about the tiny statue on the upper corner of the door in the Church of Elphael? The little munchkin one? Little angel? It's very interesting, isn't it? Death's gentle helper? I feel like FS wanted us to assume it was Radagon, but I think it's not supposed to be a specific character. Very fair. In Scum Mage Infest streams, time is convoluted. It very much is. The statue is everywhere and guarded by an onyx/alabaster, can't remember which. Do you think it's significant that Renala has no face? Does it? I swear someone managed to take her helmet off and have a good look at her face. I don't really remember though, so don't quote me on that. Very Albinoric coded though. Why does it kind of look like Weeping Peninsula in the same shape as the rest of the lands between? So weird, I agree. It's also Elmer's shield. Probably not significant, just how it's modeled. Formless Mother seems to be negentropy and creates heat. Very likely. Too many Cosmos. Nearly there, I'm getting there. Oh man. So many tiny, hard to see things in Desperate to See. On the ceiling of the Erd Tree Sanctuary, there's a guy tooting his... Yeah, I know, yeah, the one everyone thinks they're eating their own tail. Yeah, which it is indicative of that anyway, in my opinion, or Ouroboros coded. My flight isn't free as yours, so ground dash 4K, let an airwalk. I see. Well, you can just... So I can turn off gravity. Like if I, just a sec. Yeah, I should do it. Should. There we go. See? You can go sort of wherever you want at that point. Have you thought about covering the other Souls games? Melon, I 100% will be. I am a massive cross-game theorist. I love that, and I think it's true and valid. So, yeah, we'll be going there. 100%. Rykard Snake, yeah, world-eating snake. Snake-eating, you mean snake-eater. It's a smaller version of Elden, but he's making it with a spiral. Yeah, I agree. Rykard's area is very, Crucible-coded. He's, like, sitting in magma, as we see Bale controlling magma, is a primordial... sort of serpentine creature because he never dies either. His soul takes over the next host that consumes him. And then you see the living magma in the DLC is pretty much, in my opinion, the biggest, the absolute biggest giveaway of that, for sure. That directly related them to the Eternal City Silver Tears. So, hello, Pevergild. How are you doing, Pevergild? I feel like I say your name wrong every single time. You should go have a check out of his channel, by the way. One of the best accents you could ever hope for. It's amazing. The way he says Erd Tree is perfect. Erd Tree. Marika did some big evil and blamed it on a snake. Marika did nothing wrong. Snake guys and the pillar are just trying to be together. Everyone just trying to be together. Mermaid tail on any alien pillar. Petrified trees underground. Sanguine Neville Natana want to have a clear image of Jim. We all want a clear image of Jim, but Jim is a very elusive... I know why this is like wait for Wisdom of Stone, but why do you think all of the trees at Siofra and the snowfields are petrified? Some of the most strikingly... I think they were impacted probably by a meteor strike, to be honest, because the only two places that we see meteors are this Astel here. Well, not the only places we see meteors, I should say, but two of the places that we know have been properly impacted by a very intense meteor. We have Astel here and the Eternal City here. Right, like, directly down from here. And so I think that's where that Astel's trajectory was. If we look at the only other Astel that we know of, that Astel is in here, which is right up from this tree, which is obliterated, and this consecrated snowfield, which is obliterated. So I feel like it's related potentially to that, but those trees are down here. I think it may have happened during a meteor shower or something of the sort. Or during the time period wherein they were banished underground. I noticed watching some Dark Souls content the other day that the Kiln of the First Flame has a similar structure to the top of the Eni Ilim. Superfluous spiral of columns rising above it. Yeah, there's so much to check out there. And I don't think the assets are reused just for the sake of reusing them. I think they're sort of important. And it's like when they choose a real world asset like the statue of the Virgin Mary and put that in the game. It's like people are like, oh, they're just reusing assets from blah blah. It's just easy to pop. I feel like they're choosing those assets because they convey a certain message. They convey a certain idea. Hello, not Marika. The flower spear. Spears of light of the Miranda plant. My god, I can't wait. I really can't wait. There's just too much work to do. There's so much bloody work to do. Alright, I'm finally at the end of the how does a clayman, giants, astrologers, and ancient dynasties fall in the timeline? That is a loaded question. I feel it's almost cruel of you to have asked that. Like, what do you? I could spew for an hour, but nah. So my video lineup basically, yeah, my thoughts this far, my major ones anyway. I'm gonna release my Dragonology video, which is gonna fully explore the dragons, specifically the ancient dragons and the differences between them, and why they are and what that is about. Essentially, dragons as a vessel. Capable of taking on innumerable elements, including the golden rays of the greater will, as we see in Placidusax, similar to how we see in the Elden Beast, whose file name, by the way, is Cosmic Dragon. Then after that, I need to finish the Wisdom of Stone and the Sun Realm videos. I want to do both of those long form videos. In between them, I want to release a video on the lands outside, and another small one. And then outside of that, finally, once those are done, I will be doing my grandmother video. And then after that, I will be doing my timeline video, because I have that pretty much worked out in my head anyway. I think I've pretty much got all the material I need for that. They're so porcelain smooth. Oh. Well, there you go. We sun-coded over here. God, they're so smooth. They look almost like lamprey levels of smooth. I think Placidusax, I'm trying to say his name right. Placidusax, I'm pretty sure is it. Well, that's how I'm pronouncing it now. Placidusax was the lord of an age, and then just as happens with ages, it ended. And then he was a displaced lord. And I think the differences in the ancient dragons and how they're depicted denote that change best. And that explains that change best. Especially because these dragons, really, they've always reminded me of divine beasts, how they have like the second section to them. And their wings are like panels that have spaces between them. Banoon's gonna hate me for this, but there's no gold on the bottom of his wings. He dead. I'm gonna be in so much trouble for saying that. Banoon's got an obsession with Grand Saxa. She's not willing to accept his dead. God. He dead. Alrighty, I'm going to take a very quick bathroom break. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. BRB. Bathroom break. Oh, just boiling the kettle I am. Put on a spot of coffee, because I am bloody thirsty. Alrighty. I don't know how many people I've shown this, but I just am perpetually fascinated by the trees growing out of the Carrion Manor. It's just astonishing to me. Is it just me or is there no sound? Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to go to the bathroom. Hello, dinosaur. But yes, look, see? Look at this. It's grown out of it. What better visual representation of the Golden Order infesting the Carrions than that? These tapestries are the ones that you see all through Lanedale. Actually, it's interesting. They don't have that sigil on them. What? Let me check that. Because the only other place you see the blue version in it is in the chambers where Melina was presumably raised. Alolan. There is a very... Oh, Raichu, actually, I'll call you. I mean, I'm Scum Mage Jinfa, and you'd think if someone was called, like, Fire Prelate Alexander, people would call them Alexander, not Fire, but I just committed the same sin, so my apologies, Raichu. But, yeah, no, they definitely do. The ancient dragons have a sixth finger. Yeah, they have a sixth finger on their hand, and then you also see that on the Dragon Man and Florisax as well. I'll check it out in a second, I'll show you. I just wanted to show you what this place looks like without weather effects. Isn't this cool? This is the Forbidden Lands. It's usually, you know, completely covered in snow, you can't see anything, it's just this red miasma that you can usually see, but ain't it pretty? The ancient dragons do have two fingers growing out of their heads, so there's a good chance. No, I know, yeah. I'll get into that. In my dragonology video, don't you worry. Poor Carrier, they just wanted to study weird space rocks. Don't know about that. The Carrions aren't as innocent as they make themselves out to be. You know who's really messed up, though? I don't know if you saw it in my recent video, but Ray Lucario were up to some really sus stuff. Like, really sus. I'll show you. Sleepy crab in Carrion Manor. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that turns off the magic security system, Billy. I will be checking that out. Thanks for that. Screen capturing that comment for later. And to thank you for it. But yeah, that's super interesting. I didn't realize it turns off their security system. I have a theory that the Great Snake is either an analogy or direct evolution of the trees. I think it's literal, to be honest. Info, why does the rolled medallion look like an image of an MRI? Does it? You'll have to show me that. Not so Forbidden Lands. Yeah, the exposed lands. Forbidden Lands exposed. Actually, Selen did nothing wrong. That's heavy. Oh, I mean, she did about as bad as everyone else, to be honest. She didn't do anything spectacularly evil. Like, compared to... I mean, like, look at this. I was like, alright, well, these pots are broken, and usually that spells death for them, but these ones have, like, gold in between all of the cracks. Like, I think it's kintsugi is the Japanese art of filling cracks with gold, and of course I'll explore the implications of that in my upcoming Wisdom of Stone video. But That's not even the creepiest part. I didn't realize for the longest time, but there's actually babies that are cracked as well. They have baby ones in here that they've like cracked and put back together. So gross. Spooky. And see, they've got solid gold eyes, and the only thing I've seen with solid gold eyes is Placidusax. Placidusax. Gotta start saying it properly. Placidusax. Placidusax. Yeah, this is a really interesting area without the effects too. You know, when it loads, we'll go to the front gate. It's like Helfen Steeple. Yeah, no, it is the red light, 100%. They do. They come and break the Kintsugi pots anyway, but you know. As Alexander said, all vessels were made to one day be broken. Isn't that profound? There we go. No, they're not. They're not the same faction. That's meta. It's interesting that you can use that against them. Yeah, how weird does this look without it on? Like, you can literally see the lands between down below. So crazy. Ooh, there we go. Wow, I'm in the middle of the building. Good job, me. What the heck? What? What the heck is that place? That must be somewhere. Just not loaded. Trippy. Very, 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 very trippy. I hate it. Who is the most innocent in the lands between? Ooh. Carle. Hello, gentlemen. You're a bastard. Pardon me. Monday if it was a person. No, don't cover your eyes. Ugh. Yeah, but how much more visible is everything without the effects? It's actually crazy to me. Like, you can just see everything so much clearer. No, gentlemen, go back to sleep. Bok is the most innocent. Yeah, you're right. Bok is the most innocent. I retract my statement. Poor Mr. Bok. There's those pillars again. I had no idea there were birds in all of these cages. I felt really bad afterwards. You know, one of the weirdest things that I've seen, though, is the fact that there's birds in these cages. But in that, where is it? Where would be... in that degen... what? Lunatic... Ymir's church. They've got all of those... where are we? He's got not only that like slave girl there. I don't even understand that concept. It's just too much for me at the moment. Look at the burbs. And they're like blind. They look like little cuckoos. A little burb. Anyway. Then you have this dark twist. I don't know if people saw. I didn't see this. Yeah, I know. Bro, it's so weird. Like, look at them. Just dead hands instead in these. And I wonder if this has anything to do with them being dead, or if it's like, I don't know. So weird. Caged divinity, yeah. God, it's dark. Lord. That's right, I wanted to go to Karo's hidden grave for a little bit. They're not dead, they're just sleeping. Don't look at them, Ymir. What are those little circles? The filthiest dragon. It's got like maggots in its wings. Gross. Stop moving. Look at that. That's disgusting. I'm gonna go quickly grab my coffee and have you stare at these maggots. And they got no feathers either, but they do have these growths, and it makes it more obvious what they are. They're like, it's their bone structure, they're like horns on their backs. To me, it is absolutely screeching crucible. But God, this is just foul. That ain't right. Damn. It's like they're literally what's making it move. Senzu beans! I've been popping the Senzu beans. Get that vitality up. Rookie numbers of vitality. Yeah, these are the same writings that are on the Divine Towers on the inside, or very similar, from what I can gather. They're also in the mountaintops of the giants and such. Oh, well, everywhere, really. There is a baby frog in my bathroom. I had a frog the other day on the outside of my window. Big, giant green tree frog. Get that low poly res. Yeah. I'm going to take yous to the fissure cross. We're going to go to this repulsive putrescence-filled pit together and have a little look. Maybe I can get closer. Fissure depths. What area smells the worst? Mogwin. Without compare. Have you seen the fingerprints on the holes in the Ring City gravestones? Yes, I have. And there are also fingerprints on the graves here as well. Where's a really good place to... maybe here. Worm faces are moved by insects. That's disgusting. I'm just gonna make it day. One sec. There we are. Ooh, see? Fingerprint. Fingerprint. And someone pointed out to me not long ago that the Cerulean Coast, I've written their name down so I didn't forget it, but it literally looks like that same shape. It's like a giant grave fingerprint. This shaded castle does look pretty grotty, I'm not gonna lie. Pretty lore thick castle though, like, it makes you wonder what made it sink like it has been. Because you can really see the extent of that when you go under the smuck. Like it's a whole castle under there. It's so weird the way it's displaced, but with like giant fissures of earth coming through it. Like that's just so strange to conceptualize how it literally just appears to have sunk. Too much Melania worship. Yeah, you know what's heaps funny? So all throughout the Lands Between, there are like these little churches. You know the one like in every castle. Yeah, this would probably be the quickest one to get to. I recently wondered if the flying skeletons are actually adopting draconic powers because Fortisax is inside Godwin's dream. Ooh, that's fun. I always thought it's interesting how they seem to be flying like birds. This here. This chapel right here. These ones, they're all throughout the Lands Between. You got little chapels like this. They have this specific carpet. Well, the equivalent for the shaded castle is like dedicated to Melina. It's really weird. We've got like a picture of her smiling and everything. Where are we? Yeah, see? Same setup, same carpet. It's like limbs, literally feet and hands. And then Melania. Look how happy she looks. Melania. Yeah, Melania, my bad, my brain. I need that coffee. BRB. It's rejuvenating. The relationship between poison, rot, and its cycle that it plays is super important. Let's have a look at this boy. So when I go and extract textures, usually there's a negative version of the texture, so I mean, I know it is related to depth, and this one doesn't really have that, I guess. Like, the depth is relative to the shield, but it's so weird because it makes it very difficult to tell what this is at the bottom. It makes it very difficult. It's like it's on purpose. It's got these ruins on the sword. Where are we? You know, that might actually look like the tapestry at the churches. I might have to go and check that. And by check it, I mean right now. Because the only place where you can actually find, like, you know how you find red drapes everywhere and they're blank? Are Brazilians accepted in this chat? This is a McKellen-coded chat. I embrace the whole of it, even Moguanites. Only barely, though. This is the only place you can find that tapestry with... Yeah, there. That is not what I wanted. Stupid PvP account. That's the wrong one. One of my favorite weapons. One of my absolute favorite weapons. Bonk. There we are. You ever seen that before? Goodness me. I'm gonna check that right now. I'm gonna check that right now. Because if it is, that's very fun. It's got 2 griffins on its side, so I'm not convinced, but that middle section could be a portion of it. So let's just have a little look. Why not? It can't hurt to look. Damn, it is pretty similar. That's fun. Oh. It's got the crosshatch as well on the actual material, if you can see underneath it, like Radagon's crosshatch. No, I love that. Cross game theory is so fun. I don't know if any of I'll just show it anyway for anyone who hasn't seen it, but if you look at this is fantastic. And it's been here since the base game. Very fun. You've got the 2 braids that are on the divine gates. You've got 2 pillars, and that sigil on those pillars is of these churches. You've got maidens preparing themselves with jugs full of what I can only imagine is soul juice, and they're melding into these pillars. Now read the papers on the floor. Can you imagine the lore? The lore. I wonder if there would be a way that you can extract this. That'd be wild. Hey Scum, I'm playing right now, and I just realised that Frenzied Flame Village has 6 towers just like the Divine Towers. Pardonnez-moi. Where are we? Come on, brain. Oh yeah, there we are. Hey, if you go and see Radahn's helmet, you can see the same fins that are seen on Messmer's helmet, which makes sense. So I actually think that Messmer had a lot of influence on Radahn, and I think it even goes down to the point that he's honourable like Messmer is, and he likes animals like Messmer does. Messmer's like so good to his snakes, his companions with them, and Radahn in turn is kind to animals, and Messmer was like an older brother to the young lion, so... You are nameless, shapeless, formless. Hmm. Where the heck is this place? It's actually hard to... Okay, there we go. Oh, that's heaps fun. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. That's fun. Thanks for telling me about that. Now that's interesting too. It looks like it's got yellow. Rip Cat Talisman text. Oh no, it's so sad. It was such a good text. Yes, you're right, Solar Bray. Thank you. I will definitely be mentioning that. That's so true. Damn, that headache must be severe. Uh... Damn, they are either very faded or meant to just be fully yellow. Yeah, that's so fun though, that there's exactly 6 towers around it. That's fun. That is very interesting. It is a perfect hexagon, it really is. So I think the Kaku soldiers are very interesting because they understand the wisdom of stone. They do. The hair dangling in front of Godwin's face. Well, would you like to see the hideous malformed Godwin up close? We can have a good old squiz. Where are we? God, that coffee was rejuvenating. My lord. Mesmer is the god of friendship. Hello, buddy. How you doing? You've seen better days. Ooh. So his hair on this side has all these through it, but his hair on the other side to me looks like it's literally turning into roots. Like if you follow it the whole way down, into the tree. Like it looks like it literally looks like roots, which would make sense, I guess. But if you look at it here, like it actually looks like roots. Like it's fusing with the roots. Which makes sense, because that's the point of what he's doing here, I imagine. Birdie. I usually have my last coffee at about 10 p.m. I subsist off of coffee, so it's, is what it is. There's all that association with a sixth finger being associated with divine knowledge, which would make sense because, I mean, you need divine knowledge in order to manipulate the elements of existence, I suppose, is the best way to say it. Like on a scale that matters. Like if you look at Moog, for example, he's been given divine knowledge by the Formless Mother, which is why I imagine he can do what he does. And he's got 6 fingers. Well, technically, he's like grown a 6th finger. We don't need to see this. We don't want to see. Actually, you know what? We're done. Thank you. We don't need to see it. Dirty, filthy poop demon. Anyway, stop moving, Moog. I want to have a look at your fingies. See, look at this. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this wretched, filthy 6th, quote-unquote, horn finger. Disgusting. Five on this one. But yes, that filthy 6th horn finger. Because he has technically attained divine knowledge by yeah, he's technically attained divine knowledge by his pact with the Formless Mother. Also, fun fact, no one notices these like hidden little symbols on the other sides of these. Sorry for the vertigo if I've just destroyed your mind with that. Too dark to see, but that's a tree symbol. I think it's the same one that's on that. There's that tree symbol there as well. But then my favorite one was this Parmet just full on hiding behind this. Like, that blew my mind, frankly. That truly did blow my mind. Those little squiggly S symbols under it. They're even the same ones that are on the that's right, I was going to show you the bling that Renala has. She has some very pretty, a very interesting looking brooch. I'll show you. Burb. Moog's trident has a design that looks exactly like the bodies. It does. It has bodies crawling all the way up them. It's really gross. I don't think I actually have the spear in my inventory at the moment, which is for the best. Hi, Mum. Anyway, here it is. Hey, look at that. Looks like 2 trees on the left and right hand side beneath fire, which makes sense to me. And an evergreen sort of thing there, though. It does sort of look like the same colours as the wolves. You know, now that I think about it, it does kind of look like that sigil from from Stormvale. I might have a little look at that. And just in case you've never seen inside Egg, isn't that fun? Got little bits of gross crackage. At certain phases of the fight, you can see like they look like crab eggs or ant eggs, but you can see little people in there. I thought they looked like rivers too, but that's what I thought that blue streak going through the middle of the green was, and then the other blue was a sky. And I'll tell you why I think it's 2 trees. The reason I think it's 2 trees is because they remind me a lot of the 2 trees that you can barely see at the bottom of a lot of the iconography from from Farum Azula that, in my opinion, represents Helfen Steeple. Excusez-moi. I think it's in here. I'll double check. But just remember, those 2 squiggly trees look like minor Erd trees to me. And if you have a look at these ones here, I think it is. Yeah, see? You've got two small trees. Oh, terribly difficult to see. You've got two small trees down the bottom, like left and right of this like winged lady. You can barely see them. And on the other images, there's two small men instead. Oh yeah, that's maybe a bit easier. Maybe. You can see it on this side. Especially that one there, you can see. It's a little bendy looking tree. But if you, maybe Farum Azula will have it, because they have it as well. Is it, oh god, is it maybe, maybe here? Probably not. I think this is actually where the bloody god skin appear, isn't it? It is. Maybe here. No, because on one of them there's two trees down the bottom, left and right, and on the other there's two little men, which is also very interesting. I just gotta find out where the bloody thing is. Where are we? Maybe here? Farum Azula always confuses me with the Graces. I always get them wrong. How depressing. Oh no, I got them right. Alright, so this is where I think it originates from, obviously here. But see, on this one there's two little people. So there's two little people and a tree in the middle. And whereas on the other ones, there's like those two squiggly trees on the left and right, and this like this sort of like outline. Like it looks like a demon there. I can see two horns and wings on either side, but like with the lady in front of it, it makes it look like wings for her. There are sweating fetuses, it's repulsive. Stop moving. I want to have a look. These look like flowers. They remind me of the Miranda flowers. Exceptional bling. Damn, that spine looks exposed. Jesus, it's making me feel uncomfortable. Alrighty, I think I'm going to quickly go to, that's right, the dog. I wanted to check the dog, at the Three Sisters. I do. I want to see if it's blinged up. I'd be very surprised if it wasn't. How beautiful this area is, though, without the, like, look at that sky. Go away, materials. Stupid materials. Look at it. My god. Jesus. Like the moon is as bright as the sun basically here. That's interesting. I don't think I've actually ever seen that before. What the hell am I looking at? Why is it so bright? Lord almighty, it's so bright. Is this like some form of eclipse occurring? Something? What the fuck is that? Looks like the moon is going over the sun or something. And you've got all of the lands outside pulling through as well, like down the bottom left. God damn, come through. Look at that. There's so much of it. The lands between is literally the lands between. Who's Ella? And there's the other moon. We've got our twin moons. Ooh, ooh. This is really trippy. That one on the left looks like an illusion. Anyhow. It's not what we came here for. Damn, those beams of light really are unforgiving without the filter of an environment. Gosh, where am I going? Alright, 360s these ways. I actually do want to have a quick look at these dragons though, one sec. Yeah, so they are glintstone variations, but they're very standard. They've got the front lip, they've got the horns, got feathers. Same with you. So pretty. Gorgeous. I love dragons. So pretty. Don't attack me. Do not. Where are they? Where are they? Here we are. Now to get down there without dying. We'll do it the champion's way. I know assuredly I'll get to where I want. Boop. Boop. He's got bling too. I don't know how I died, by the way. I definitely shouldn't have died. But okay. Oh, I know how I died. Silly me. Let's get back there nice and quick. There we go. Now, let's have a look. Yes, blinged up. Absolutely blinged up. All of them, all the dogs. With braids in their hair. What's this? Is it hip first? Oh, very darkened end of your tails. Oh my gosh. And the amount of research I have done on you. What a gorgeous picture. Print screen. Now, I've always thought Stillwater Cave was very fascinating. There's a lot of interesting stuff in there. Actually, I do want to have a little peruse around the heart of Aeonia. I feel like I haven't had enough of a look through these swamps, to be honest. It's just, I feel like you just try to get through them as quickly as possible. You're like, ew, get me out of here. Hi. I never noticed the sneaky little dragons on the scabbard. It's like little sun with the briars around it. Reminds me a lot of Rao, actually, funnily enough. I'm pretty sure that pattern is at Rao. I've found it. Dreadful. Excuse me. Excuse me. Look how black the sky in Caelid is, damn. I've always thought this was a very interesting construct. How it's spiraling up to the top. And I think there's actually people worshipping it. Somewhere. Oh, maybe it's over here. Ah, they're somewhere. There are people worshipping it, though. The same buds from the Church of Bud. I mean, as you'd expect. They don't really look that touched by the scarlet rot, though. I mean, that... what's underneath? Nothing. Excellent. That simplifies things. There are some ruins here that I did want to check out real quick. There they are. They are the same buds. They're just pink and not as bloomed. These look far more bloomed. Like they've started to unravel. As repulsive as she is, her wings are fantastic. Stunning colorations. She's got one eye that's, of course, as they usually do. Typical house bug in Australia. I fight at least 2 of these a day, IRL. Look at its little tumour eyes. Ugh. Oh my god, it looks so beefy. But this is the most horrible part. This bloody stinger. This dreadful thing. Looks like it's in the middle of a rose. Brutal. She's packing heat. Like, got some weird mushroom that it's growing from. Grow up. Yeah, I've taken a quick trip to Australia. If this is meant to represent the part of the Scardu tree that's suffocating the tall, straight one, and I think it's very interesting that it's growing the same way that a minor Erd tree does. Very telling. If it is a parasite, like a lot of people think it is, that is, I mean, like it literally looks like it's got gross little arms clutching over it. Like twirling around it and suckling from the juice. Filthy. Let's have a quick look, actually. I haven't had a good squiz up close for a while. I'm gonna get attacked by that filthy boar rider, aren't I? You know what actually is pretty fascinating? The Albinoric. I don't really want to have to jump all the way over that, so Gaius, you're just gonna have to go ahead and get out of my way. Die. Oh my god, I can't actually hit him. That's dreadful. Alright. You're gonna attack me now? No, I have to enter properly. Okay. That's upsetting. Young minor Erd tree, yes, you're correct. And then also those trees that are on that health and steeple coded object that I showed you earlier, the 2 small ones, are bending like a young minor Erd tree as well. Ba 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 da 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 da. Stupid annoying boar rider. Oh. How rude. Knocking me over. Look. Anyway. I don't know. Is it pants or are they like a saddle? You know what I mean? Like he slips his like non-working legs into the saddle that is those pants. So it like, and maybe the belt clutches him in place sort of thing. Because the person that actually has his pants is this Albinoric woman. And she actually, I'm pretty sure she has some pretty special abilities. I'll show you. Let's see if I can. First off, her wolf like breathes snow, and then her bow is like magic and follows you at some points. Let's see if she can. She does the thing. Come on, do the thing. Turn off one hit kill. I don't want to kill her. I don't want her to touch me either. So come on. Yeah, there. See? Oh, it cancelled the animation. That's a pity. But they're like tracking arrows. Come on, do the thing. Do the thing. Oh god, I sound like Dudley from Harry Potter. Mummy, make it move. Oh my god, bruh. Where are your magic arrows? You were just about to use them earlier. Am I not worth your magic arrows? If I get on torrent, am I worth them now? She'll take 500 years to do it. Just do it! I'm behind you. Gonna get you. Gonna get... There, here we go. See, it breeds frost, which is really cool. Is it frost? Yeah. Very pretty. And I see, I thought it was a health threshold thing, that's why I bonked them twice, but... Just wanted to do a damn arrow. Come on. I know, it would be so cool to have different mounts. Like, could you imagine riding a dragon around? Oh my god. It'd be so awesome. Come on, do the bow thing. I hate it. Bonk. Here we go. She doing the thing. See? She make those arrows like follow me and they go all magic. Love, shoot me with the... Let's not play dance around the tree. There we go. Looks almost like finger magic. I want to see that actually. I'll do it again. Ooh. Little stars trailing them. That's so cute. See, I killed this like 800 million times to try and farm this bow. Then I realized it's the same as the normal Albinoric bow, she just enchants it with something. Let me see the wolf's eyes actually. I do want to summon my steed again. Alright, where were we? Arrows from Ordina. Yeah. Because she's an Albinoric, like all of the ones there. You sure can, Night Scout. You can find those pillars in a number of places. They're the pillars that represent the god of sun, Apollo. If you look up Apollo's temple, you'll see that they're an exact rip, pretty much, of the, let me up. Do. No, not enough. There we go. Ooh, that's pitch black. Anyway. You want to see what the Shardu tree looks like? Sub water, under the water. So it looks like 2. We come under the water, and its roots mingle. Oh. I've considered it Drake, but I have reasons to believe it may be something else. What does it look like from an aerial view, I wonder? Seems like the black ceiling part's only really going around that center tree. Interesting view. Maybe here. Past time till noon. Okay. They look like ants. They do. Might have to delete this Shardu tree eventually and see what it looks like without it there. That'd be interesting. Might do that later today. Yeah, it looks like it's wrapping around the damn thing. Filthy parasite tree. Ooh. Ah, that's annoying. Oh, I can't look too close at the bludgeon. Stupid. You're a weird one, Mr. Dane. Yeah. Unalloyed eyes. I always thought he looked more albinoric, but he looks very normal under these circumstances. Good night, Raichu. Thanks for coming. What are they praying to? Oh, wow, that makes sense. Hi, Krabby. Is that a fucking pot? Okay. It's about to be very agitated. Don't do that to me, Miyazaki. You, woo. Down we go. Yes, indeed. Thank you for the lighting, guys. Huh, that's subtle. Y'all are in my way. Thank you kindly. Okay, so this is very Church of Bud. How big was this place? Man, I should rip this texture. This must have been a very massive location before it was obliterated. Where am I going? Oh, there. Sweet. You know, I was very confused by the goat boats. I'm not going to lie. That did confound me somewhat. And then, my favorite autistic lore guy. Oh, greetings from Brazil. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Dripping over here. Unless someone who was a Marika loyalist was here, then left behind the trade and killed. Oh, that's right, we come out of Bonnie Village. Same swirl patterns here that we see on the finger ruins. So it's like what divine knowledge was wrought by that. A little baby pot. Well, that's interesting. You don't see these oblong shaped pots with this pattern literally anywhere else. That is actually interesting. Why would that be? Is it they like grow bigger while they're up here or something? What the heck? Never seen that before. I ain't never seen that. Nasty. Nasty soil loincloth filth. I do want to have a look at the spinny boys. There was one here, isn't there? There's one of those tutelary creepies. I think there is. Maybe I'm wrong. Ooh. Bonk. Oi, oi. Look at the blade glistening after he sharpens it. That's cool. Put you back into it. What's he sharpening it on? Is he sharpening it with his own wrist? That's crazy. Bonk. I love this weapon so much. Damn, you can really see bro's crack. Like, oh no, wait, you can't. It's just his pants. I was gonna say, oh wait, no, you can. God damn it! Is that so? I don't want to get banned from YouTube, so I'm just gonna pretend that I didn't see that. That's so foul. Don't touch me. Disgusting. Yeah. Yum indeed, bro. They can't get distracted. Skid marks? Bro, that thing was like a river. A bit more than a skid mark. So golden underneath the flesh. Very strange. Or is it just rot? Brother, disgusting. Which one of you doesn't know how to flush the toilet after a vanish? Well, it was bloody one of yours. Disgusting. America to the entirety of their species? Slam the door on that. Oh, a hippo! Woo! I want to see. The coffin boat thing. 'Tis an attempt at changing the cycle, in my humble opinion. And the thing that's seeping from it is the clay to recreate the next cycle. Ooh. Got that Pennywise stare. Alright, you're a bit... Thought that was an eye for a second. Ah, yes. Moments before something great happening. What mod are you using to get rid of the fog? So actually what you have to do is you need to just disable the fog through your game files. You do? I might put that in my Discord. If you join my Discord and look at the section that's titled useful tools, I've put everything there that I use. I haven't put in there how to get rid of the environmental fog, but I will do that. Actually, that's a good idea. Yeah, bonk. I mean, like, they're hideous, but they're pretty cute at the same time. Like, I can't discount that. What do we look from? We got them webbed. We got the 5 fingies. How them grippers looking? Yeah, right. Bye. Oh, nope. Torrent did not like that. Please stop attacking me, sir. And we're back to square one. Alright, pointless. Bye. What's down here? Certain death, excellent. The Bonnie Village snakeskin. Yeah, very interesting, isn't it? Very interesting. Especially where it's pointing. Wonder if it'll warp the camera if I drop down there. Probably. Let's give it a shot. Yep, it's warping the camera. No. Abyssal Woods. Alrighty. Now, where did I want to have a look at? It has slipped my mind. Oh, that's right. Do you want to see something cool? I think someone did a video on this, but they didn't show the full thing. There's like, yeah, so this is the first flower. It's just chilling. It's got one head. But then you have this secret one over here with 2 heads. Get it? Because it's phase 2. And that's what the video, I think, went over. But what they didn't notice, and this might take me a moment to find it, there is a sneaky 3rd one. Where is it? I love how it's got its crack on its chest, just like the actual tree. Is it down underneath here? I'll never find it now. It's gone. Gone forever. Maybe it's around the same location. Nope. Gosh darn it, where is the damn thing? It's too dark. Ooh, little like platforms here, weirdly. It does make me wonder if they did have actual intentions to be able to scale the tree. Nah, there's another one that has 3 heads. Spoiler alert. I just don't know where the hell the bloody thing is. Has disappeared. Oh no, it's right above it. Okay. There it is. And it has 3 heads. You can hear the birds, bro. It is the bane of my existence. I hate them. They're the worst. God, that looks just incredible. Get rid of all those branches. Can hear those damn birds! Oh man, I'm 1 step away from just committing war crimes. I swear. I got up at 2 AM 4 days in a row trying to record the Dragonology video in a row. And each time, there was the one room I've moved everything to record in, which is, because there's 2 trees, there's one at the front and one at the back, and the birds love both of them. So I moved all of my recording setup to the middle room, and these little nightmares, you can just hear them from either end, but I was like, okay, I'll get up before they come, because they come at like 4 to 5 AM they start. I was like, okay, I'll get up before them and I'll do the recording. So I got up at literally the crack of the morning. And as of course, the birds are quiet, but there's this cricket that is above where I record, literally above the area I record at, in the ceiling. And I just don't know how I can kill the damn thing. I was smashing on the ceiling with like a broom, like the end of a broom handle, like try to shut it up. It shut up for like 2 seconds and then it'd just go back to square one. But so I gave up on that, and now I just try to record in between the birds when they actually shut up, which is very infrequently. 'Tis a nightmare. Very interesting seeing it in action. I was too busy cursing its existence last time because that phase 3 had me messed up. I tricked a friend of mine, and I said, you have to get the avatar to destroy every single one of these roots, because like it can destroy them with its attacks. I was like, yeah, you have to destroy every single one of those roots. before it'll stop respawning. It's pretty sadistic in retrospect, but it was funny at the time. Because they actually tried to do it. The only reason I suggested it is because I literally tried to do that. Yeah, they are cruel. I always used to think, I don't know if you've seen the Simpsons episode where Mr. Burns just like presses his button and gases all outside and it kills all the crickets and he's sitting there like, ah. I always thought that made him look a bit like a sociopath, but now I'm like, nah, I can relate. I wish I had that button. Alright, let's just give you some comments. I want to see phase 2. It looks like a spider. You know how like spiders have multiple eyes like that? Stupid flower. Bonk. Now let's see what happens underneath. Is that double one over there? Does it just teleport? Oh, one of the faces is gone, and it's up and over there. That's how it works. Interesting. Bonk, 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 bonk. Oh. Should turn unlimited FP on. I just want to see what its special looks like if I Is that enough help? Oh, I am an idiot. Why do I do this to myself? I clearly need another coffee. That's clearly what I need. That's clearly what I need. Ew, it's got hair. Yeah, that's what I thought when I looked at the Two Fingers and Placidusax as well. I was like, that's pretty nasty. Don't know if I like that. Okay. I do still want to look at its special, so I think I may. Thank you, Velcarlo. I can, if anyone can pull it off, it me. Thank you, I appreciate that. I do feel like I deserve the coffee. Joao? Jow? How do you take your coffee? I'm one of those foul instant coffee users. How beautiful does this look with the shaders turned on? I'm one of those foul instant coffee drinkers, but I have a very fancy one that I get, and I don't like any other ones, and I have it with milk and no sugar. Unlimited FP, unlimited stamina, unlimited consumables. Oh, bonk. Bonk. Come on, show me your phases. I just want to see what happens when you do the... Ooh. That was not impressive. I was thinking that was a bit... What does this look like from bird's eye view, actually? Oh, it looks real green. Ew. No, that was interesting. But I do actually want to see what happens when it does. You know that big explodey move? Let's do the big explodey move. Come on. Bonk. definitely do it in the third phase. Oh, it's too high up for me to do the thing. This is it. This is what I wanted to see. Okay. It's in the position that Marika is when she's hanging up on all the lords as well. What's actually happening with this explosion? Huh. Very dramatic. Message retracted. Good morning, Great Lord Cthulhu. Alright, Monsieur Flower, that's about enough of you. I invoke warp. I'm gonna have a very quick bathroom break. And while I do, yeah, look at Stormveil without a storm. Really cool. Gonna get low poly. That low poly sheen. Yeah, look at that. I'll go a bit closer. Oh, actually, maybe I should, because this is still got, oh no, it's got no effect. Awesome, awesome. Behold. Stormless Veil. Ooh, the back is not loaded. Look at the front. Actually, what happens if we doop doop doop? No, it's too cloudy. What is super interesting is that this is all very Lanedale coded, like this sigil here. In fact, I'm not sure if it's exactly the same. Let me just quickly check. That's ominous. Nah, anyway. See? Yeah, it is the same. It's exactly the same. It's got these from Stormveil too. And importantly, these are very important. What's up indeed? No, you can say hello. The more commenting and talking, the better. It makes things far more interesting. Damn. Look at that patchwork. That golden patchwork. What cape am I wearing? I'm wearing the merchant's cape. The finery. I like it because it looks like an oily rainbow. I think it suits me. Those are so important. That's that same sprouting symbolism I showed you at the ancient dynastic ruins. Gosh, that was confusing. the heck is it? Maybe it's underneath? Yeah, can't find them. There's just too much here. There's so much here. I'm looking for the little men. Little men from the Chapel of Anticipation and from, Stormvale. I know they're here, I just can't bloody well find them. I know they're here somewhere. They elude me. There is a pretty big secret around here that I'm going to pop into a video eventually, but yeah, probably won't show it off on stream. That would be a bit careless. I'm pretty loose-lipped. Oh, that's an interesting feature. The heck? Can't find them. I am blind. These are the same chalices, or the same design that you see at the Shardu tree. I know, right? Well, look, it's bloody rainbows, all of it anyway. Ridiculous. So pretty. Apparently a couple of people found out they were colorblind from that video, which is haunting. They're like, I only see orange, and I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. Apparently it's a thing. That's crazy. Imagine finding out you're colorblind from a YouTube video about Gaindel. That's wild. Life is wild. I've always found this little crypt throne interesting. This very much reminds me of the headless figure that we see taking everyone to their graves above all of those heroes' graves. It's got these lovely palms here. Death, life, rebirth, blah blah blah. Huh. It's like, yeah, who the hell was that? Clearly someone super important. Was this like the perfumer daddy? Like he made the most dank perfumes? I wish I could read his book. Their book. Tease. You know what else is really weird? How these have two different types of outfits. There's these ones with these pink outfits, and these ones with these like dark, almost Rey Lucaria-esque, Carrion sort of looking outfits. I liken it to the difference between the maidens in Dominula, though, I think. They got their crown on. Eye stop. She's still got some teeth. Well done. Another thing I wish I could bloody well read. As soon as someone cracks the code for the Futhark used in this, it's going to be big. AI is going to probably get there first, sadly, but I mean, I just want to know. I just want to know what it says. It would probably make all of this much easier, but I have got an idea to timeline base it anyway, and I've been making quite a lot of progress with it, so that'll be fun. Dragon Lord Placidusax. Ooh. What I'll do, I'm gonna go take a quick break, but I'm gonna agitate Placidusax so he attacks me, and you can have a look at those wonderful attack patterns while I duck to the bathroom. Hi. I will be right back. And I'm back. With coffee. Ooh. What a pretty sight. It's such a beautifully cinematic game. You're damn right, Crane. You're damn right. Very misbegotten-y. And very interesting coloration in the wounds. Got red and blue and green in the gold. And a red tinge under the wings. Whereas the Generation 2 have green. And only 5 fingers. No 6th finger. Thank you, thank you. You know what's really gross? Has many heads, but like 2 of them, I think 2 of them, are like, they're like armpit heads. Most of them come from the center, but there's this poor one here that starts at the armpit. If you follow it all the way down. Oh, terrible. That was a terrible job. The giant pile of magma doesn't make it, you know, very easy actually, so I think I might see if I can get a phase 2 and do some fancy stuff. I see. Yeah, Comet's always the way to go. Well, this is a good one. It's a coiled. Ooh. Rip armpit head. That is some nuclear stuff. Ready for it. Boom. Like an ordnance strike. Kind of want to see that from a bird's eye view happen, actually. Ooh, that was an interesting last little after image. Oh, he's doing the thing. I want to see him do the thing. Oh, you see that? Yeah, okay. Wow, alright. So the heads, one was taller than the other in that coiled position, and the reason I think that that matters is because on the panels of the outside of the finger ruins, they always resolve into 2 panels. Where is he? Oh. Quick. Oh, could you imagine him in his prime? Them in their prime, though. My god. I'll show you what I mean by the dragon heads, though. I need to get a good screenshot of that. Oh, the Storm Lord has Placidusax turning into a storm in front of us. Dragon coated. Very, very dragon coated. Stop using the terrible attacks. There we go. That was cool. Well, as fun as that was, Classy, I do have things to do. Good day. My game crashed. Did Marika remove death before or after the death of Godwin? A great question. I'd say before. But after is very compelling. Just need to get my Freecam back up. 1 sec. Done. Alrighty. You know what I've always found very interesting is like the top of this part here is like sort of bluish. It looks like a little blue. And then if you look at the map, the top of the Chapel of Anticipation, is that blue? And the whole ceiling is blue. Ah, that's right, I was going to check the finger. Ugh. Just got to activate my cheats. 1 moment. Played Smash Brothers the other day. Now that bloody tune is living rent free in my head. Scripts, progression, gimme all the graces. Give me unlimited consumables, stamina, FP, jumps, ride anywhere, and we are good. We are good. Now. That's right. I was gonna go to the... Yeah, Solar Bray, that's basically the nose on it. Where are we? There we are. So see these panels here? Ooh. 2 fingers, one slightly higher than the other. And it very much reminds me of how Plassy's heads are. They always coil into those 2. Pah, that's a particularly long finger. Very long little finger. It was hollow. The heck? All these little triangles. There's this one solemn piece of land all the way over here. How lonely. What are the law implications? There's another rock over yonder. What's that? Both green looking. Mr. Burns is fantastic. I relate to Mr. Burns far too much in my older age. Why don't we just block out the sun? Agree. Block it quick. Look at these filthy creatures. How they've got 8 eyes and how there's 8 eyes of the cadaver surrogate as well. I don't know if, like, truly is relevant, but I still like it. Tis a tickling thought. That's right, I wanted to look at this. Pardon me? This is ripped straight from real life. So is this. It all is. But it's done to convey meaning, I swear. These might get a bit of a balking in a moment. Someone's out the front of my house and the dog is not impressed. Yes, no, Mr. Merlin, how could they? How dare they? Damn, that tail looked real red. Like it's rotting. Ooh, like it's affected by the flowers. Or the flowers are affected by it. Like they grew from the blood of the dragon. Does directly relate to how the flowers have the hues of ghost flame and it's purple, which is blue and red together. Basically Solar Bray. Yes, they are. They are holding snakes. Pelu? Is that just a big burb? Yeah, it is. I'm gonna go have a look at the big burb. Where's Kara's hidden grave? It sounds good, Solar Bray, and it'll feel good once it's put into a proper damn video and posted. I just want all of my videos to be posted. I want them to be done. Whoa, oh my god, very rude. Does this bird come regardless of the time of day? Find out next time. I'm actually going to find out now. Have a look at this hideous bastard. Forgot to change the time of day. You know, funnily enough, here in Australia, we have a, the Aboriginal belief in the rainbow snake, which created all the valleys from its movement, which is very interesting. I do like the rainbow snake mythologies. Stupid burb. I didn't even change the time of day, did I? God, I'm literally so out of it. Oh, I thought I had hitbox off. Oh, I do. Just because I was on torrent. They don't look happy. They look like they're screaming. With their mouths wide open. You know who I think these guys are? Oh. Anyway, I want to go have a look at the big burb statue. Excuse me. You're standing on my neck. Do 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 do. You know what? They only have mouths to scream. Yeah, well, there is that whole pact with the death birds that the death priests had, which was their renewed life. Imagine if that's their renewed life, just to be a really pretty feather. Like you peaked at feather in your life. Where the heck was that burb? Very cool flower. But that's not what I came here for. Where's the damn bird? Was it over here? I swear to God it was. It would make sense that it would be here. Maybe it's down a little bit. It's not up here. Let me have a look. Was I tripping? I swear I saw a giant bird statue. Was it? Oh, there it is. Duh. I'm a little bit away. Burb. Oh. I am the burb queen. Feathers look really real. Like it could even come to life. I think it was the top ring where the bounty pooled, maybe. Oh. Wake up, bub. Very weird. There's the ruins of Morth. That's a fun one. The suppressing pillar is super interesting. The birds outside have something to say about it. Everything. Little terrors. Let's have a look at ya. Bonk. Burb, get the bonk. You little bastards. Surrounded by birds. I'm literally always surrounded by birds. Just know that what they're saying is very likely extremely hateful. Where are we? Yeah, they're these guys. You see their little deathrite spears? You see them? They're the priests of death. It's like two trees growing out of the one location. Are you off, Cthulhu? Thank you for joining. Ta-ta. The Baldecan's knot. And it's a giant hole. Go figure. Souls and holes, souls and holes. And it's the sigil that we find on the Divine Towers. Ain't that fun? Yeah, they're all related. I have a theory about it. I think I know what the Divine Towers were used for. I think. Now, no one can tell me that these are not made of wood. Look at that. Or petrified organic matter, I guess, but still. Ooh. Ooh, pretty. Yeah, the ceiling is very pretty. No one ever looks up. Very flower, sun, star coated. Where was I? Let's have a little look at the Divine Gate, shall we? A nice close sniff. We'll go visit Mikola. Where's Mikola? Hiding, evidently. Let me out. Truly? There we go. Bonk. Woo! I'm pretty sure I have that on. I do not have that on. Very annoying. Hello, Radada. Ayo, your feet are buried, my guy. Went to heaven. You can actually climb up that. Woo! Alright, let's have a good look at this. Those are huge limbs. These were big people. Huge, like compared to my tarnished. Like, look at those legs compared to mine. They were giants. Huge, colossal human, like, esque things. Don't know if that's what we did there, is it? It is. Absolutely colossal compared to me. Like, look at this upside down one here compared to me. You can feel like 6 of me in it. Anyway, here's this braid. It's tying them all together. Between 2 trees. Where's Mikola? Where is my lord? There is my lord. Okay, I'm getting very annoyed. Let me over. No. Okay, good. He doesn't even look that possessed. He looks healthy. Damn. Miquella's feet like fading away like an Albinorix or something. Anyway, enough of that blasphemy. Yeah, and some of them have horns on, but quite a lot of them don't. Like, especially the inner layers. Like, these ones do not have horns. Yeah, and this one does. Lots of horns, actually. And the dust settled around it, or like ash, reminds me a lot of the ash that's all around Lanedale. Part of the reason I think that Marika sealed away death was to prevent anyone from creating any more crucibles. Without death, how can you get the power of that comes from the death of life, which is what crucibles are? Spoiler alert, you can't. Well, unless you're Rykard, he found a way around it, he just eats them. He's like, no, I don't need to like turn them into juice, I'll just eat them. Then they'll be a part of me forever. Greatest foot troll ever. When Miquella walked out and the first thing you see was his feet, I was like, bruh, Miyazaki, come now. Hey now, hey now. He's wilding. Publicly too. Yeah, the parallels between Sarosh and Godfrey and Radahn and Miquella is so funny. And how Radahn has become the beloved mount. Love Leonard, become Leonard. Got his little dagger here. Would have been sick if he implemented these. Like he just like smacks down his two weapons into the sand and grabs out these small blades and like chucks them or something in their Smith script weaponry so they return to him. They're just two upside down. Yeah, they're just feet. They're just legs. Like Robin from One Piece when she does her big stampy move, except... yeah. I think there's actually, well, so far as I've counted, about 11 great trees that I'm willing to count anyway. I'll be making a video on that obviously eventually, but yes. Quite a few, and just like humanity, it got whittled down to essentially nothing. What was borrowed must be returned. Oh, pardon me. Goodness. So where else did I see that? It's really vibrant. I forget. I'll remember later. Very Ouroboros coded on this boat though, and it's weird how one of the snakes looks a little bit more draconic than the other. Just gonna sneak in that triple braid up the top above the snake too. Oh, you're so sneaky. They're so sneaky. How they do sneaky shit, like put the where is it? This accursed thing. This. As if they put that under there. Like, what the hell is that? I can't see what that is. It's fair enough. We'll go to a different, better place. But it's the same symbol that you see in the... Oh, no. I'm going to show you. Where are we? Over here. Maybe it's a clearer vision of it here. Yeah, this looks good. Yeah. See? That... That is similar to many other ones that we see in, for example, Farum Azula. I think at the Great Bridge is very similar to it, which is near Sarosh. Matter of fact, I'll just go here. He won't even... Sarosh, brah, Malaketh. My brain, Grunk. Malagunk. Excuse me, sir. In here. Yeah, it is very similar to this, which again we also find in the Queen's Bed Chamber. We find it in Volcano Manor. We find it all over the place, and it has and has not certain things around it, which is indicative of the timeline, in my humble opinion. I have a lot to say on that, but one place that we definitely do find it... Excuse me, just got to invoke warp. Is the round table hold. Why can I not? Oh, derp. I accidentally keep pressing delete and it hides the map. It just makes me think I'm glitching out. But it's the only other place I could find it. Is down here. Of course, doesn't spawn unless I'm down there. Gotta love it. They spawn in as I come down, like, that's so funny. Nope. There we go. You can't see it. I know. It's faded as hell. And I only just caught it out of the corner of my eye. But if you rip the texture of these statues, that is the exact symbol that's on these. So weird that you can barely see the outline of it. You can barely see it. It's definitely probably the oldest thing here. It's certainly not reused anywhere else here. Hello, love. Ooh, look at that frown. Not happy. What do your eyes look like? Kind of looks like its canopy is a veil. These are the same men that we see in the ancient dynastic ruins, I think, depicted all over the place. Oh, there you go. Huh. I've actually never seen that there before. I thought Stormvale was the only place. The weird shadow cast throughout the day in Lanedale, huh? They hanging out on the tree like the bebes in Elphael. They hanging out in the tree too. Come on, brain. There we go. Prayer room. It does take a minute to remember these days. There's just so much to this game. It's it's like mind melting. But once you know, then like that is integrated in your mind, and you know then. So it's like just there whenever you think about it. But it's just there's so much that I don't know, and it's very overwhelming. By the way, this is fun. On these stakes of Marika, how they've got this like symbol. Does remind me of Lanedale and Elphael, and someone else pointed out to me as well that it reminds them of the Skardu view area, which is interesting. Kind of also gives me the gravity sigil, I think. Is that rooftop blue? Shit, it is. That's interesting. But yeah, like the bibers. See, like they're the old men, but they're babies. There's the same amount of them too. Well, if you don't include these Gigantorunis, which makes sense because I think they're meant to be. This sort of does look like Coppicing, if I'm not gonna lie. It looks like a small tree growing from another one. But anyway. Alright everybody, I think I might have a look at one more thing if anyone wants to suggest anything, and then I'm gonna hop off and go get some food before I slip into a permanent coma. Such a fascinating chapel. Literal angels. The first and only real instance that we see of angels being depicted anywhere in the lands between. And there's this upside down tree symbolism as well. Ooh. Kind of looks like a helix tree, no? And this tree has, weirdly, got these fruits, but also, like, I can't tell if that's a fruit or a seed or something. It doesn't really look like it. The other ones are more convincing. Sweet dreams, birdie. Are you talking about this door? There's the maiden, the mother, and the crone, baby. Looking old and very monkey. Anyway, I should probably call it there. I am starving. Thank you so much for coming along, everyone. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did as well. And we should do another live stream again sometime. Maybe like I really want to do a PvP fight club. So I want to drag a whole lot of you along and do some giant PvP event on Seamless. I think that would be very fun, but more luring, more, I was going to say luring. I'm so used to luring and luring. lore and explore. Do more of that after the next video, and I'll definitely be streaming during night rain with hopefully Nameless Singer and Jack is a Mimic. So that will be a lot of fun. I'll see yous then. Thanks again. Have a great day.